From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. The next step in the labour dispute at Air Canada is no longer up in the air. The Canadian Union of Public Employees says it has served Air Canada the required 72 hours notice of a strike, meaning 10,000 flight attendants could walk off the job as early as 12:58 Eastern Time Saturday morning. The union says subsequently, Air Canada issued a lockout notice to the union. Air Canada said yesterday it had reached an impasse in contract negotiations, and the union said it turned down the airline's proposal to send the wage dispute to binding arbitration. Thousands of people in Newfoundland and Labrador's capital area are under evacuation alerts as wildfires continue to threaten communities. The Paddy's Pond fire, burning south of St. John's, has 5,400 residents of two southern neighborhoods joining 15,000 others in nearby communities of Paradise and Conception Bay South on evacuation alert. Extreme heat is expected to ease in some parts of eastern Canada today, but the Atlantic provinces will sizzle a little while longer. The Ontario government says it came very close, but did not meet its legislated target for getting long-term care residents an average of 4 hours a day of direct care by this past March. A new report says the average direct hours of nursing and personal support worker care in long-term care homes across Ontario reached 95.5% of that 4-hour mark. Lisa Levin is the CEO of Advantage Ontario, which represents nonprofit homes. She says the government could close the gap by ensuring pay equity between health professionals in long-term care and hospitals.
There's absolutely no reason why there should be a wage gap between people who do similar work but in different settings. That's one of, I believe, the root causes of some of the difficulty having staffing in long-term care.
She says government could also focus more on staffing for northern and rural areas. U.S. President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance were to speak virtually today with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, just 2 days before Trump's one-on-one meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. Experts and news outlets are raising concerns about the AI-generated summaries that now top many Google search results.
When Google rolled out its AI overview feature last year, mistakes like one suggestion to use glue to make pizza toppings stick better made headlines. While users have flagged those mistakes, there's no academic research defining the extent of the problem. The CEO of News Media Canada says the AI summaries are acting as a drag on news media outlets' online engagement, noting that 0 clicks is 0 revenue for the publisher. Google says most summaries are highly factual and that its data shows clicks to websites have remained relatively stable. Naira Ahmed, The Canadian Press.
This is The Canadian Press. In sports, Ernie Clement knocked out a 3-run home run, and the Toronto Blue Jays became the first American League team to reach 70 wins Tuesday night with a 5-1 win over the visiting Chicago Cubs. And they're still leading the Boston Red Sox by 4.5 games in the American League East, after Boston kept pace by clobbering the Houston Astros 14-1. The Astros drop into a tie with Seattle for the AL West lead after the Mariners beat Baltimore 1-0 for their 8th straight win. Milwaukee shut out Pittsburgh 14-0 for the Brewers' 11th straight victory. In soccer, Wrexham striker Ollie Palmer scored 2 goals in the space of a minute in stoppage time, then converted one of the team's penalties in its dramatic shootout win over Hull in the English League Cup. The Welsh club, co-owned by Hollywood celebrity and Canadian Ryan Reynolds, won 5-3 to advance in the second-tier championship. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.